2212, 2212. All right. So I've been on a major losing streak. I mean, okay, so I play Australia as a peaceful, vertical nation. Um, we're not pacifists, but I do not start wars typically. I do not join nations in wars typically. Um, There we go. I am trying to win scientific victories every single time, and I thought I was good enough to go up to deity. Nope, got slapped down. I mean, it was ugly. It's bad. So now I'm using data to try to figure out what my markers should be, where I should, how many cities I should have by a certain time. I have 895 science. A minute ago, I had 900, just so you know. Um, but I have 895 science, which for me is very good. I'm at 6175 on my on the trajectory for my space race. I haven't had a game. It's in the year 1876. Lately, when I've won, it's been after 1900, so into the 20th century, or it's been knocking on the door of the 20th century. This I knew. Hell, let me see. I knew around the year 1800 that I was doing well. Um, I had a size 25 city at that time, and I was the first one on the planet to get size 25. There we go. There we go.
Incomplete.
I've been having problems becoming the first first nation on the planet to reach size 25, and given that I'm a vertical, I'm trying to grow my population vertically. That's a problem, right? Like I should be the first one to 25. And it's just frustrating because I can't figure out what it is I'm doing wrong. So this game is different. I hit 20. I popped 25. Oh, and also in my last set of games, I have not. My capital has not hit above 30, and I hit 30 a couple years ago. So I'm at size 32. I don't think I'll hit 33. If I win this game, I don't think I'll hit 33. But as I'll do a roll call in a moment. Well, let's see, the wheel's still spinning. Okay, wheel's still spinning. So Osaka, obviously, that's Japanese. I flipped that city with loyalty. Nagano flipped that with loyalty. And in 2 turns, Osaka will be a size 15 city. Oh, no, I won't do it. In
Much
2 turns,
as
I
our
did it.
ancestors
Size
did
victory.
ages
Look at
ago,
that.
we thrust forward into the unknown. The first pioneers set forth on an uneasy course.
Mm, we did it.
And yet once again did our people thrive. Now, under your leadership,
Yeah, Aussies
you
did
plot
it.
a new course and make another world our own.
We did it. We did it. All right, so my science is back up to, I don't know why it fluctuates, back up to 955. Let's do a roll call. City status. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I tried to have more cities. So that's just 13 cities. But I think I was pumping them out earlier, and I think that made all the difference in the world. So, as you saw a moment ago, in terms of the happiness, which is the Thunros factor, ecstatic. I haven't had ecstatic cities at the end of a game in a long time. But just going back, the capital, uh, 30 size 32 and still growing. We need a different lens to see this. So +5 city, that's not even all that great for me. Then Kumpo, which is my food town, +6. I think it was +8, but the moment that coal showed up, I decided to sacrifice some points of science. And Kumpo is where my government plaza is located. My uh, third city? I'm trying to think. No. So Kumpo was my third city. That's why, as you can see, the borders are kind of messed up. I like to have clean borders, but leave the apples +7. It was my science city for most of the game. Feel good about that. Like of all the things that I did in the game, I felt like I had. Um, I knew how to manage to leave the apples. I mean, like +7. I saw it the whole way. I was counting the mountains. I was looking at the appeal. I knew that like I got to protect this city. Had a hard time growing it though. I was very happy when I got it to size 15, but it took a while. It took a while to get it to go. Um, this industrial zone +7. I did not realize that it could get a boost from the airport. I think it's getting adjacency from the airport. So +2 from the aqueduct, +2 from the dams. That's 4. +1 from the stone. That's 5. Yeah, it's getting +2 from the airport. So I didn't realize that. I just put it there because the appeal is messed up, and I said, well, it's a good kind of triad. The area is that's a nice space. Trouble in Mind is um, it was always designed to be first of all to cut off the Japanese because Osaka was a Japanese town. It was always designed to be an industrial zone town, but that didn't work out. So instead, I just turned it into a science culture city, and that worked out really well. +7. I, 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 that's another thing. I've been having trouble with getting cities with over +5 adjacency. Oh, and also another trend. There were no scientific city states in this game, so that 955 is all me. That's pure. Anyway, +7 science from Trouble in Mind. Let's see, did I go? No, 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 I went down here. So my next batch of cities, Hangmasa +6, which now seems small, right? Like +6 makes it feel like it wasn't all that great. But +6 for me, I was using the city to cut off Osaka. So I was very pleased that I was able to fit it in here, but I knew I was going to have problems with the Japanese. I had a long war with the Japanese. They attacked Trouble in Mind, and I'm not certain why. But they couldn't get past the marsh. They had to cross the river. I just pushed all my troops to Trouble in Mind. Um, Once I had medieval walls, that was it. I knew that they didn't have anything I had to worry about. The first wars, what is the girl's name? Yeah, Indonesia. The first wars were against Indonesia. And they kept attacking and attacking and attacking. At one point, they attacked me, and then the Japanese attacked me at the same time. So I fended them off, and this lake helped a great deal because I was able to shoot them out of the water. As you can see, I built a, as you can see, I built this harbor, and that was initially was not that was not my goal initially, but I was like, yo, I need to have some boats in here. I need them to I need to be able to discourage them from attacking from my fucking lake. Um, then they would hit that marsh and get stuck, right? So then I was able to blast them with either archers or cannons or whatever the heck it was, and they couldn't get through. Felt real good about that. So after a while, I don't know, and I wish I was savvy enough to get the data down. But and that's another thing. After my loss in deity, and then I've been on a real ugly streak. I think for 2 weeks on Immortal, which is what this game is on. This game for this game, or no, the game before this game, I started saying, you know what? Let me take note of the stats. I need markers, and I think that's the only way I can improve. Is I need to know how many cities I need to know how many cities I should have by certain dates. I need to have a sense for how tall my city should be by certain dates. So Hangmasa again, size 16. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get it to size 16. It was a little rough going for a while because this is like jungle and flood plains and shit. Chicken Paw was I founded this city during the war. Then the barbarians down here prevented me from really developing it. Eventually, once I destroyed the barbarian camp, and that was late, uh, then it started to flourish. Then I was able to use the city to build workers. So I feel real. I mean, like Chicken Paw may have been the turning point. Joy Bounds was a late city. I just wanted it because I figured with all these mountains down here, I ought to be able to get a decent campus. +6, very happy about that. Then I was exploring the world, and I was looking for scientific campuses. I found this natural wonder, and I said, "Oh, that's it." The Okerland is an island city. I didn't know I had oil, so I'm very happy that it had oil. But I did not know it had oil, so I founded it. I figured it could kind of grow quickly. It would have a decent adjacency. I thought it would have better than +5, though. These natural wonders, I must say, they're fool's gold. I have to agree with the YouTubers on this. Natural wonders, I expect the appeal to be helping me more than it does, but it's not. It is not helping my appeal for campuses. And perhaps it helps with culture victories, but it is not helping me. It is not helping me with campuses. So this is as far west as I was willing to go. There's a lot of unexplored land. Well, for a time there was like this was barren. Wait, is that right? No, here it is. This was barren. Let's see, where is it? Or maybe this was it. Maybe this is the area that was barren. But there was a lot of empty land on this map, and that part of it has to do with the fact that barbarians were just they dominated the seaways. Like I almost lost like 3 vessels trying to escort my settler over to the Okerland. It was a clean game in terms of my gameplay, but I struggled to populate the world the way I wanted to. Like all this was dark, and then when I cleared it, barbarians, boats, vessels, just all over the place. Couldn't colonize any of the land. Aluminum, literally, I was founding this area for the aluminum oil, literally for the oil. I was going to found, where is it? They're here. I was going to put a city here once I noticed that oil, but I said, with the problem I've had with Japan, let me see if I can just take this entire area out west, just take it away. And for the most part, I was able to do it. The game, it was a tough game. Don't get me wrong. It was the kind of game that um, not an ideal map. I like this jungle stuff is becoming a problem, and I need to do a better job of adapting, especially when I do multiplayer games with the Wednesday night crew. But third size 32 city, I knew I was rocking and rolling. Kumpo, I wasn't certain if I could get it to size 15, given the skirmishes I was having in Indonesia. But once I put down the harbor, I was confident. That then I had room to breathe. Total of mine, once it started getting close to 15, then I knew, I have a chance to win this. Because with a size 7 city, size 15, could rock and roll. Leave the Apples, my science city, it struggled to grow. So despite the fact that I had great science, and then I eventually got this up to a +7 industrial zone, um, it, again, good game, but Japan flipping Japan's cities really helped. And the fact that Osaka almost became a size 15. Oh, and that's the other thing. I'm getting ahead of myself. The AI did not put down an aqueduct. I'm the one who put down the aqueduct. This was a very incomplete city. And I think that when it was focusing on all this other stuff, right? Like it had a campus and it had the holy site. I think that when it was focusing on everything but growth, I think that's why I was able to flip it because Trouble in Mind and Leave the Apples, when they started to grow, that's when I think that the pressure overtook them. And that's great for me, obviously. And it's something to kind of put in the back of my brain that the AI is trying to get districts down and doesn't always focus on growth, which is odd. But when you think about how the AI doesn't always use its builders to develop the land, then you're like, there's something to it. But if I had focused more on Osaka, I could have gotten it over 15. This Hangmasa has an industrial zone. I want to make sure I took care of that. Nagano was actually a better city in terms of growth, so I said, let me focus on that. Also, like this quadrant down here, I really needed to build it up. Let me see. Oh, and this Takasaki wanted to flip. They had to move the governor over there, but you can see why they wanted to found this area, right? Like this natural wonder. That's what they wanted. But what could have been devastating is that Japan was attacking Auckland, and that was that's the industrial. That's the only. In fact, that's the only industrial zone city state on the planet. So one industrial zone city state on the planet, and no scientific city states in the game. Kind of ugly. And then to close, note that Holy Names was always a trouble. This was a troubled city. Muscat at one point, I became suzerain, but at one point I was not. And Indonesia went to war against me. When they did that, I was kind of screwed because Muscat was bringing they were bringing their forces on Holy Names. Holy Names didn't even have a wall. So I'm very pleased by the way in which I was able to build this up. But only a +3 science. Like if you look at these layouts, it's a +5 for Oakland. Aluminum has +5, but it's not built yet, right? Oil has +3, but it's not built yet. So you have +3 and +3, which is, as far as I'm concerned, that's a failure. When you are not able to get to that +4, then you've failed. You haven't done your job. But this was very difficult space. I don't know what I should have done to do a better job building it up. I mean, in some respects, I feel like it behooved me to get the world wonder down rather than to worry about adjacency. And maybe that made a difference. I don't know. And you also note that my culture is 270. That allowed me to get the civics tree quicker than I anticipated. Let me see here. As you can see, as a wrap up, I had oil, so I didn't have problems trying to acquire oil. I had coal, especially after I acquired Nagano. Like that, just little pocket, just that helps. Um, just a marvelous game. 955 science. I have not had that in a long time. Like I feel pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch Raider football. It's preseason. Just a fucking good game, Civ. The Aussies do it. The Black Aussies just went ahead and handled business. The entire, these continents were at war with me, held them off. Was well ahead of my goals, my typical goals for scientific victory. I'm gonna have to write this one down because just marvelous. Anyway, catch y'all on the rebound. I will certainly be back up on Saturday, maybe even sooner. So 7 days from now, I think Saturday mornings are a really good time for me to work on a serious game of Civ. Sometimes I'll pop up in the middle of the week to get in like an hour or 30 minutes or whatnot. Anyway, hope all is well. Catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.